Ignite, from dreams to reality.
Something else to learn from what Doyin said. The guys who stand against you in the course of a transaction in an organization, they're not your enemies. You will have friction, you will have differences, you will have disagreements. But remember, you don't need enemies in business. Work to resolve those differences. And like she said, stay focused on why you're there. If one of them or some people there are petty, if they don't greet you and you see them, greet them. Now, when this person doesn't answer you first time, second time, but every time you come and say, oh, hello, Mr. Shagun, and you go. The next time you say, how's your family, Mr. Shagun, and you go. The third time you come and say, oh, they are fine. End of story. Do you understand what I'm saying? In business, you don't need enemies. And don't make them. Do you understand? Anybody that will get you in trouble, keep out of their way, but be civil to them. So for projects, for organizations you're doing business with, for people, there will be issues. Yeah. But remember that you're there for a reason. And you don't need enemies. So you work on it. Now, Doyin, tell us how, using your knowledge of technology, how do we leverage on technology for our businesses? Bearing in mind that some of us are startups, some of us are very young businesses, some of us are still aspiring. But we're in a technology age. How can we leverage on technology to help our businesses grow?
Okay, I think, technology is ubiquitous. It's all over the place. You're handling some of it yourselves. Unfortunately, the faces I see here, most of us are young. We've grown up with technology. So you don't have the problem of the fear of technology that some of the much older generation will do. The first thing is you want to use technology to improve your own personal productivity. Okay, so you need to have work tools that improve your productivity, and if you have staff that you're employing, that of your staff. So that can be from your typical PC to your phones. The key thing is that you're using it to automate simple tasks, and you're using it for communication and collaboration. Fundamentally, that's what you want to do. So you want to make sure that you have at least a few PCs or laptops around your office and that they are sharing information. They are networked. These days, you don't even need to invest in a wired network. You just need to have a Wi-Fi spot in your office that you can use to share the information. That's
What's
if you
the
have
cost
staff.
of that for my people?
What
will it cost to have a Wi-Fi spot?
It depends on, you can do it from as little as 5,000 a month to 50,000, depending on how many people you need to share information with and how fast you want your link to go. But it's really important that people can reach you when they want you to reach you. One of the things that I advise people to do is quickly invest in a proper email address. As a business, you don't want to be sending people stuff at Yahoo, or at Hotmail as a business, because they might not take you as seriously. So it doesn't cost you much to get your own domain name registered. You have a domain name, you have a website, even if it's a Facebook page to start off with. Okay, so I talked about your own personal productivity. So using your laptop, your phones, making sure that they share information between yourself and people in your office. So everything is networked. The second one is around to help you with publicity. Very important, very helpful. No matter what kind of business that you're in, especially starting off, I think the more publicity you get, the better, right? So you want people to know that you can offer them these services. Sometimes you meet people, you have people who you meet with in church, in school, they need your services, but they don't know that you offer those services. So trying to get publicity cheaply in a very affordable way is something that technology can help you with. Get a Facebook page. Get, if you can, a simple corporate website. On your Facebook page, put updates regularly. Make it look professional. No matter what it is that you're selling, make it look professional, or whatever service you're offering, and make it interactive. So keep putting updates. Fortunately now, so many people are on Facebook. I think we're 8 million and counting. Okay, so you can reach...
That's the Nigerian side.
Yes, the Nigerians. You can reach so many people on Facebook, through Facebook. You can have a web front, a website that can tell people about your goods and services and make sure that people are visiting it. You can make sure that you have email through which everybody can reach you. At least these basics should always be in place. You know, no matter how small you are, even if you don't have a physical office space, we can have those things, can't we? In fact, it de-emphasizes, depending on what kind of business that you have, the need for a physical office space. If you're working with partners and you can all share information, you know, you can all share contacts, you can all share your calendar. You don't necessarily have to be in the same place at the same time to have meetings. If you're working with people who are international, outside this country, then you don't want to run up your phone bill by making calls. You can do Skype meetings, you know, set up a meeting. It means that you have to be organized, because if you set up a Skype chat with a foreign partner for 3 o'clock, you bet that that person is there for 3 o'clock. It doesn't help you to be coming in at 3:20, you know, rushing in and saying, sorry, I got into Lagos traffic. Nobody wants to know about that. So use Skype, use open source tools where you're becoming a bit bigger, and you now need to improve your office automation or your communication and collaboration. There are lots of open source tools out there that can help you set up all your accounting systems, all your staff personnel management systems. When I say open source, it means that you don't have to pay for it. It's available on the internet. You can just subscribe to it. It's free. They keep your data, yes. But as long as you can get access to that data, that's fine.
Let me pick you up, Doyin.
Yes, please.
So what you've just said now with the open source, if I have a small business and I can't afford an accountant yet, or any of those, an administrator, any of those functions that you need to pay a lot of money for, I can get service, so to speak, using softwares on the open source that I'm not paying for.
Yes, it's better than using Excel for your accounting. You can get a free accounting suite using an open source suite. All that is required now is your own discipline to put in your data properly. But you can do that. In fact, before you employ anybody, ask yourself, can technology do this for me? Can I work smarter than adding another body? And everybody that you add, make sure that they are using technology effectively, because technology can help you to do so much more.
Okay, how does technology help us with writing letters? Because that's another area that we have a lot of problem. Once you read the first paragraph of many letters that come from a lot of young Nigerian companies, you're already put off. Because they don't know what is right, what is wrong. You know, text English has changed their spelling system, and the letters, certain letters are appropriate, some are not. And you're laughing. But this is serious matter. It's the difference between if I read your letter or not.
Very true.
I look at a letter, you've written this and you say, dear sir. It's generic. It was not for me. I'm going to put it aside. And then you just, everything else is typed. You use Biro to write somebody's name and address at the top. You must have sent 1,000 to other people. And then you structure the letter. It's totally out of context. From the first paragraph, I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't have that much time. I'm gone. So I'm saying to you, sometimes you already lose the people you need in the first minute.
Very true.
So writing letters properly, writing them in context to what you want to achieve, your grammar being right, punctuation, spellings, title, heading, structure can be attractive or not. You send a letter that is official, you're looking for something. The letterhead is generated from the computer. It already tells me you're not a stable or a lasting company. So that becomes suspect because you're not, do you understand what I'm saying? These things matter. So if we're leveraging on technology and it can solve the problem, I'm all for it.
Yes, so many ways that it can help you. For letters, from the internet, you can get so many templates that you can use. Okay, templates for just about everything. I think what Ms. Awuchibika was speaking to was personalization. Don't send generic stuff out that makes people realize that, you know what, you're not targeting me. And get it right. You can use simple technology, features like mail merge, okay, so that I personalize every letter. If I'm sending a letter to her, I don't send it to just say, dear madam. I send it to, dear Mrs. Awuchibika. So she feels that I've taken the time to write a letter specifically to her. So let's say that you're trying to publicize your services, and you think that there are 150,000 people you're trying to get to them. You can categorize them. Maybe 50 people fall in a particular category, Okay, so you might have 3 different groups, write 3 different types of letters, and then have a mail merge system where you have all their names in a table like Excel, and then use the mail merge feature in a simple tool like Microsoft Word to select those names and add it to the letter so that you can turn out 50 letters addressed to the particular people without having to, write 50 letters, okay? The software just picks the name, pops it into the letter, and prints it out. That makes a difference. Make sure that you turn on your spell checker. Sounds, because of what you said. I see that also. We're so used to text English. We write UR. People write application letters with text English now. Most of the time, it goes into the trash bin. We do it, and be careful with your emails, especially when you use Blackberries. Emails should always be properly written. It's not text. Don't write an email the same way that you write text. I see it sometimes. People send me an email that says you are and it's just not acceptable. So know the difference, whether you're on your BlackBerry or on your system, whether you're using an email, have a proper signature that you can pop in. Technology automates all of these things. Automate your signature line in your email so that you always send out a proper signature line. Automate your mail merge so that you address it to the right people. And then, of course, it helps you to keep records of all the things that you've sent out. And this, again, is important. As we go out into the market, we're sending proposals. Sometimes it's a generic proposal. You just make a change. Don't just do a find and replace. You know what I mean by find and replace? We're all familiar with it, right? Because chances are that somewhere it would have referred to something about that particular company that is not applicable to this company. So take your time and personalize and customize. Use technology to help you so that you get the context right. Because when you write a letter that is well targeted, that shows that you have an understanding, believe me, you get a lot more attention than when you just send a letter that is badly targeted. The person is female. I think I'm sure you've experienced that all the time. Dear Mr. Ushika.
All the time.
It just puts people off. So it tells me straight away you don't know who I am. If you're addressing me as their Mr. Odunfa, even the bankers do it. And you're beginning to wonder, if you don't know me, then you're not addressing me. This is a general letter, not for me. So let's take our time with the help of technology, but also using our brains to apply. Because if you use technology blindly again, yes, all those letters will go out, but they will be badly targeted. Okay? So what am I saying? When you need to present a formal, professional front, look for templates so that you're writing it properly. Tweak those templates to meet your needs, and then make sure that you're doing it effectively. Use technology.
Just a little thing to add. Most times, people want to write letters to people, but they don't get the spelling of their names right. There's nothing as offensive as when you send someone a letter and their names are not spelled right. So take the time to get it right. If you don't know, go and find out before you write the letter to the person. Some of these things present themselves before you appear. Your letter speaks for you before they see you. And sometimes you've lost the chance because of how you send the letter. And even though you're smart, you're good, you can deliver on that opportunity, you're not allowed to take the opportunity because those little things have already gone ahead of you to mess things up. Are we clear? Okay.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.